Good morning, year five. It is our science lesson now. In science, we are studying about reversible and irreversible changes. In the last lesson, last week, we saw how the chemical changes, what happens during a chemical change, and what is a chemical change and what is a physical change. So, today, our learning objective is we are going to identify the difference between the chemical and the physical changes. Okay, so at the end of the lesson, you will be able to classify changes as reversible or irreversible and explain the difference between a chemical change and a physical change and describe and record observation systematically. So you will be able to record your observation. In the last lesson also we were recording, you watched a video about the two videos on the chemical change, and then you recorded your observation and you explained what you saw. So same way today also we are going to do a comparing of a chemical and a physical change. So starter activity, it's a thinking question. You don't have to write this in your copybook. So the words in the bubble can be associated with a physical change or a chemical change. Just think about it. Bubbles or fizzing, like if you add something, two things you add together, they bubble up, or there's a fizz in the solution, or it gets warmer, or something is getting colder. Do you think getting warm or cold is associated with a physical change or a chemical change? Flames or sparks means something is burning, it's related to physical or chemical change. Noise, like a loud bang, like something, a bang, loud bang when you mix something, sometimes there's an explosion, there's a noise and a bang. So do you think that is associated with a physical change or a chemical change? Then smell, for example, if something is, when you burn something, yeah, the smell comes. So smelling something, smelling when some change takes place, when there is some kind of smell. So that change, you think it will be physical or a chemical change? Yeah, just think about these. And if there is something new is formed, then you know that it is a chemical change. So, and if nothing new is formed, then it is a physical change. Okay, then today's task is, you have to watch a video and you have to note down the changes that you see. Now I will go through this is the video that you will watch. Now in this video, there are, seeing this video, you have to do two tasks. First, your task is, there are a lot of changes happening in the video. So you have to list them. Like, for example, uh, burning of matchstick. Now you have to put your detective mode on, and then you have to be like a detective, and you have to find out whether it is a physical change or a chemical change. So when, like for example, the first one that he gives in this video is burning of the matchstick. So it will be written in the video, burning of matchstick. Now you have to put it, you have to write here whether it's a physical change or a chemical change, reversible or irreversible. Same way, the other one will be, I think, burning of candle, then cutting off lemons. So all this comes here, okay, in the video. As you see, there are around uh, nine changes that you will see. So you have to write whether it is a physical or a chemical change, and you have to write whether it is reversible or irreversible change. In the video itself, he gives you the answer after that, so you can check your answer if you are right. So this was your task one. Now the task two is, then the video proceeds further and he explains you, in the video it is explained what is the difference between a physical and a chemical change. So watch the video very carefully and note down. As you're watching, you can note down, there are 3 points, three main differences between a chemical change and a physical change, so how will you know that a chemical change is happening or a physical change is happening? So you will get to know the difference between the two. I want you to note it down here in your copybook. So in your copybook, if you want, you can print this, or if you want, you can just make two columns and write it. So I think you can make columns and write, because you need to write what is it, and then you have to write whether reversible or irreversible, physical or chemical. In same way, here the three difference between physical and chemical changes. Okay, so what do you think will be the three differences between a physical and a chemical? One, we have studied that new substances formed in a chemical change and new substances are not formed in a physical change. No new substances formed. So what will be the other two? You are going to watch the video and find out. So, what skills have I used today? Think of the ACPs and the VAs. Have you been a critical, creative thinker? Have you been had a good idea? Have you made connections? Have you tried a new way of learning? So think about it and what ACPs and VAs have you used in the lesson today? And then the last is it's an extension. If you want to make a poster, you can make a poster of 10 words, a small poster about a physical and a chemical change. So at the end of the lesson, I hope you will be able to explain the difference between a chemical change and a physical change. That's a lesson for today. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.